Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to talk about two items today. I have one from Remette here. It's a pretty cool knife that they have. It's their disassembly knife. We're going to talk about that in a second, but real quick, I wanted to show you this Tacray pen. This is very cool, actually. It came in this sleeve like this. It's got some Sagaha weave on it, and I think that's their like logo or symbol or just another design. Maybe it came in two versions. Came with, it's a Parker style refill, and I swapped the spring out. I'll show you the difference. But if anybody's curious, or if anybody picks one of these up, or if you have any other Parker style pen and you want to put a stronger spring in it, check out Nottingham Tactical. That's where I bought the springs. I bought them a lot for the smooth precision pens back when they were around. I would always swap out the spring to make it stronger. And you guys know me with D10s is kind of the same thing with a pen. And they sell the springs. It's not cheap. I think it's like 25 bucks. You get 5 of them. But to me, it was always worth it. So I had one laying around still from back then, and I slapped it in here, and I'm glad I did. So you can see this one here has the pattern on it with the sort of Y symbol. It kind of reminds me of like a Star Wars symbol. Maybe this one is the other pattern. Maybe I didn't even notice that. I thought they were the same. So they sent me two. This one has the Sagaha wave pattern. So I'll show you the patterns real quick. So you can see it. It's not really focusing too well on it. There we go. So you can see the pattern. It's got that Sagaha pattern. That is a Japanese wave pattern. And then this one has the Y pattern on it. And this is the one I've been rocking. And this pen has a couple of cool features. So it has a bolt action mechanism, but it can go either way. So you can bring it down and click it that way, and it'll hook in. And then you can also go this way, and it'll hook in, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of fidget with it back and forth. I kind of usually just go one way. But the cool thing is, if you're right-handed or left-handed, it doesn't matter. They don't have to make two different types of pens. You know, if you're right-handed, maybe you want to do this. You know, or maybe you like going forward. I don't know. But I always find that interesting about pen companies that do these bolt action pens. A lot of them sell left-handed and right-handed pens, and they will snap a different way. But the funny thing is, some of them are backwards. So like, let's say Nottingham Tactical. For them, the right-handed one goes this way, right? And the left-handed one goes this way. But for Tactile Turn, the right-handed one goes that way, and the left-handed one goes that way. It's like weird how they do it backwards. So it just kind of depends on the company and how they see the bolt action is working. So I like that it goes both ways. That's what she said, or they said, I guess. And then it has a spinner on the back, which is super cool. Now, there is another pen. I think Fellholter maybe did a spinner thing at one point. There's a pen that I absolutely love that I don't think ever released from O-Knife or O-Light. I don't know which one. I'm going to grab it because at this point, it's been like a year and a half since they gave it to me. And they told me to wait for the release. And then they just never released it. But this is the Odical B1. Maybe they did release it at this point, but they never told me. And it has this spinner on the back. And I absolutely love this pen. I've had this thing for a year and a half, probably. And I've used it a heck of a lot. Parker style refill. That's the only pen refill that I like. Everything else, people love G2s because they're gel, but I'm left-handed. So I need that ballpoint so I don't get the ink all over my hand. But this also has sort of a cool mechanism where you push the clip down and it locks in. And then you kind of push it back here and it pops back up. So it's a pretty unique system. And it's a nice small pen, which I really like. Compare it here. I think I have a, do I have one of those? Yeah, EP1s here. So this is a Refine EP1 pen. So you guys are probably aware of this pen. Super affordable bolt action pen. You can get it in titanium, stainless, etc. This is in titanium, and I absolutely love this pen because, again, it is a Parker style refill. At least I think so. Yep. So this is a Schmidt's Easy Flow 9000. That's what they come with. Any Parker style refill pen that you get is going to come with that Schmidt's because it's gel and people think you want that, and it's probably cheaper. And then I always just swap it to Parker's. I have a bunch of those refills. But somebody left this here, I think, during a QC session, and then I asked. Nobody claimed it, so that's why it doesn't have a Parker in it. It's not really mine, and I haven't wanted to claim it or anything, so I've just kind of left it here. But here's a size comparison. That's the Otical B1. I'll put a link to Olight, to their website down below, and if they have the pen available, cool. You can check it out. But then there is the Tacray pen right there. So it's a little longer, which some people would like, I think. I personally like the shorter pens, but I do really like this one. I've been using it for a couple weeks now. Just for a knife size comparison, here's a tall boy. You can see handle wise, it's a little bit bigger than a tall boy handle, which this EP1 is going to be about the same. And then this Otical B1 is going to be a little bit longer. And then I'll open it, show you. That's 8 inches right there. So she said. So just so you have the size reference. What else? It has a glass breaker here on the back, which is cool. And it has the spinner. So very interesting pen. They do come from Tacray. Here's the box, gyroscope, stabilized titanium pen. I'm sure they're super affordable. It's called the Spinium. And you can get these on Amazon, I believe. I'll put a link down below. If it's on Amazon, it'll be an affiliate link. If not, you can just go to Tacray.com. I don't have a affiliate link to them. Just head over there and you can pick one up. They are cool, and I'm guessing they're probably affordable. I mean, Tacray usually makes affordable stuff. I'm going to keep using this. Oh, let me show you the, it's hard to show you, I guess, but the spring thing. So on this one, I don't know if you can tell how easy it is for me to kind of just push it around. Like, I barely have to do anything to get it down to that notch, and then I just tap it over. With my spring in there from Nottingham Tactical, it's a little bit stiffer. Yeah, it's going to be impossible to show you, but it's just got a stronger spring, which makes it, in my opinion, more satisfying to fidget with. Where this is super soft. Some people are going to like that. I prefer that little bit of resistance. So that is the pen. Now, let's check out this Remette. Super cool knife. This is their disassembly knife. And I actually filmed a video a while ago, and I just deleted it, and I never refilmed it because I was waiting on them on something else they were sending me. And yeah, so I'm now getting back around to it. And when I filmed that original video, I could not figure out how to disassemble this, so I thought it was like defective or something. And I thought it would be smart to check with them before I posted a video saying their knife was defective. And they linked me to another video, which was actually by Metal Complex. Shout out to Metal Complex. And it showed you how to disassemble the knife. And once I saw that, I figured it out. So, you know, maybe it's worth looking into things before I film videos, but I just prefer to give you guys my raw reactions. But at the same time, I don't want to be a D-bag and say something's defective when it's not, right? But cool knife. Now, I did look up the price point before this, and it is pricey. So you're talking about M390 and titanium, but it is essentially an an integral, right? Which makes them expensive. And so these are $375. I'll put a link to Remette. I think my code still works. I believe the way they worded it was like it works on new stuff. I'm not positive, but you can try the code LeftyEDC for 5% off. It may work on this still. But it's $375. They have a DLC coded one, which is legit DLC. And that one's $405. So there's a little tab down here. And it's actually on a spring, which is cool. So it's not like you just click it down and then you have to like click it back. It automatically springs. And then there is a way to, I'm trying to remember now, it's been a while. I think you just pull this down and then it comes apart at the top, is it? Let me just mess with it a little bit here. It's kind of like not the simplest thing, which is probably good, honestly. So I can feel it wanting to separate down here. But I think it comes apart up top. I don't know why I'm like focused on that, but maybe it's not. Because this is like almost like something you can grab right here, you know? There it goes. So you just kind of push it down, essentially, like that way. So I'm just grabbing this and then pulling down this way. And then it comes off the back like that. And you have this integral back strap, essentially. So I guess it's not an integral because there's still kind of a piece in here. There's a pivot. Let me see. Actually, it does seem like it's an integral piece. You have this mechanism in the middle, but is that a backspacer or is it? It's hard to tell. It might actually be two pieces. And then this piece operates as a connector, and then you have the integral backstrap. Either way, it's an intricate design, obviously. Be careful when it's open. You can cut yourself on the edge down here, so you don't want to be just fidgeting with it, but I'm just trying to show you. There's a couple of like locking lug type things right here for it to lock onto, which is neat. And you can see there's like the little tracks on the inside. Very cool. Reminds me of something Reich would do, if you guys know Reich knife. But it's called the disassembly knife. Although I find that interesting because you're just disassembling the back strap. You still need to take apart, you still need a Torx to take apart this piece and this piece, I guess, to get it apart. So, I don't know. Something like the avian knife would be more disassembly knife to me, but I get why they called it that. So let me just get this on here. Try to get this back together. See, pull the tab down and see if we can slide it back up, lock it in, and now it's locked in place. And now you can mess with it and not cut yourself. The action is extremely good. You have a dead centered blade, no blade play, no rock or anything. Nice liner lock tab in there, which is nice. Yeah, it's an inset tab lock, which is cool. So it works well for lefties and righties. And what's cool about it is you could technically sell a left-handed backstrap. No, you couldn't. I apologize because the clip actually stays on, right? So no, my bad. That would have been cool if they had integrated the clip into the backstrap so that you could swap it. But you know, most knives are right-handed anyway, so you're not going to get that. Nice little blue accent on there as well. And you have a real true belt satin on it, which is nice. Good thumb flicks. Good reverse flick. You can get under those studs. I'm not a big fan of these kind of designer studs, whatever you want to call them, proprietary studs. These are pretty good though. Flipper tab is good. The D10 is on point. And again, that action is really good. It wants to swing down. Kind of stops like right there. I guess, is it hitting my finger every time? Or no, it kind of just stops right there, which I like because it's not hitting my nail, and then it's super smooth. It's not like stuck or anything. Just kind of how it's closing. Very interesting. Looks like stamped brass bearings in there. It looks like 5 mil 1/16. So you could probably swap these out with skiffs if you want, but I don't see the need. I'm not seeing any, like the action's really good. It feels super smooth. So, you know, but if you wanted to, of course you could. Pretty sure that would be the size though. Very nice. Ergonomics are pretty good. I can get a full grip back here, large glove size hand. And you obviously have a choil up here you can choke up on. A little bit of jimping here and a little thumb ramp here. You can, or I guess it's not a thumb ramp, it's more of a poon spoon. It's a flat, and then you hit a harpoon right there. It is hollow ground. So all these things are pretty new for Remette, honestly. We had them make prototypes for us on the, what the heck is the name of that knife? Bender. We still don't know what we're doing with that. Something we gotta knock out hopefully this year. But we had them do belt satin for us. I sent them examples and all that stuff to show them what a belt satin is. I sent them examples and everything to show them what a hollow grind is. And they made us those Bender prototypes. And it looks like they're now doing both of those things on their own knives. So that's cool. And they're very well done. Nice belt satin, nice deep hollow grind. So good work by Remette there. Yeah, I mean, it's a really fidgety knife. I'm enjoying the flicking, flipping, and closing of the knife. So that's awesome. Aesthetically, I like it, but it's not my favorite. I'm not the biggest fan of the knives where the knife kind of like overhangs the stud or whatever. I don't know. Kind of like, what's that other knife? I don't think it has a stud, but it's a Wii knife that everybody loves. The Neferus. I call it the Neferus. The Neferus. It also has a kind of aesthetic like that, where this top portion where the pivot is kind of is big and sort of overhang. And I just don't love that personally. It's just one of those things. But people do seem to like that, so there's that. The blade shape's nice. I like the harpoon. I like a drop spear point. Nothing wrong with that at all. I love how the grind looks. They did a great job with that. It's not, but it like almost has a little bit of like a Medford-y kind of feel to the grind. It's very hard to explain, but just the way it aesthetically kind of looks, it almost gives that Medford-y belt satiny kind of look, which is, in my opinion, is a compliment. The plunge grind is, let's see, the plunge grind, very hard to tell, but it looks like it just drops off a cliff here. So it looks like it just drops off and the plunge ends pretty quick. I think right here. So I think you have a ton of space there to sharpen. Could be wrong. Somebody can confirm that. But it looks good to me, actually. There is a marking for Remette right here. Nothing over here. And the blade steel is actually hidden up here on the tang. Right there. M390. Their M390 has been good as far as I know. They were trying, I think, to get 60 to 62 after the first few knives they released that were a little bit lower, and people, you know, were complaining about it. There was that whole mess with that guy who doesn't have the right tools but acts like he can do HRC testing, and then they upped the heat treat. I helped them send some samples to transparent knives to get HRC tested. And, you know, they were really focused on making sure their customers got what they were asking for. And they were transparent about it. And I thought that was really cool. So shout out to Remette for that. And I believe they're going to be at Blade Show this year. So check out their booth or their table. I don't know where it is. I don't know anything about that. I think Vu is going to be the rep there. So shout out to Vu. And if you guys have any questions or anything about it, you can hit them up on Instagram. They have a Instagram account, Remette Knife. And again, I believe Vu is working with them. So you can always hit him up as well. And yeah, let me know if you guys have questions in the comments. Happy to answer what I can. Check out the links down below. It does help the channel if you guys use those links. I truly appreciate it. Keeps the lights on and whatnot. And I love you guys. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later. Peace.